Yo, what's up guys? We are back. Hashtag 32. It's been an interesting few weeks. As always, I am Jace, the host of the show, with my co-host, who is, I thought I'd call him the Poddington to my P's. Squeak, how are you, mate?
Are you saying that I'm that big that I hold people inside myself?
I was just thinking about peas in a pod, and I was remembering that old cartoon, Poddington Peas.
I remember that cartoon.
At the bottom of the garden.
Every morning. I swear it was every morning. Or it was every...
I remember watching it before school. It was that and the Snorks.
I fucking hated those little fucking straw-headed bastards.
Okay. How's your week been, mate?
It's been alright.
Yeah.
I've not really done much. I've been game hopping.
Okay, what's been the main game this week?
World of Tanks.
Are you back on World of Tanks?
Yeah, I've gone back to it.
But is that on the PC? That's not on the box.
PC. It's free. It's free as well, so everybody can play. But don't if you're shit, because there's so many shit people on it. Actually, you'd probably be like quite good. It's easy to be good because there's so many shit people. Do you know what I mean? Sure. It's like in a sea of shitness, averageness rises above.
Averageness.
Average. yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're joined by a guest. We've mentioned him many a time, so a few people might be wondering who he is. It's the man that my children are terrified by, the monster that is the Stein. How are you, mate? You alright?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I thought I would make an appearance.
He said to me, and I quote, "I'm fed up of you lot chatting shit about me and besmirching my good name. So I'm here to lock it down."
Really?
Yeah. In other words.
You gotta stay calm today, Stein.
The thing is, I believe that Stein is playing Xbox Varsities
really?
On the podcast. So, you know, the viewers, listeners, or if you want the Whatsits, you guys may experience a bit of Die Stein, mein Führer rage.
No, I'm gonna keep it in check. Yeah, no,
are you?
Should be good. Yeah, no, we'll be
good.
good.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty certain.
So it's not going to be a little overflow, little break in the dam.
No, I think I'm coping.
Let the hate flow through you and all that.
So Stein, obviously I mentioned, you know, you're playing Neverwinter, I believe.
Yeah.
What's your other game of choice at the moment? What have you been playing?
Well,
what are your go-tos?
I mean, I've sort of stayed away from Smite just because the rage is real, but I did have a few days ago, and they've changed it up a bit, so they've made it a bit more stable. So in that sense, before where I would play guard, that kind of role has kind of disappeared for me. So the rage is there, but it's not just because the bullshit has gone away, because they've made it more stable.
The thing is that I love about your rage when you're playing Smite is that you only play arena. Like, imagine if you played full conquest and had lanes.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I mean, the main reason why I stay away from Conquest is because if you don't get the right team, it's pretty much game over. Whereas in Arena, or before they changed it, you were able to kind of maybe a two-man kind of manage the thing. So,
you know, Athena and Bastet.
Yeah,
I sort of feel that we need a round of applause for Stein's admittance of rage. Because for how long he was denying it.
That was me clapping.
I don't get angry. That's the thing, I was thinking that I want to clap, but it'll be too loud, and then I'll just fuck everything up. But, so yeah, with my sonic boom hands.
Good job, Stein.
Well done. Well, I thought...
Have you been getting help, Stein? Therapy?
No, I wouldn't go that far. I just
Support group?
A change of gamers.
Have you deferred onto a different sort of path? Like,
yeah, you could say that.
You've gone from being really angry to an alcoholic or something like that?
Nah, not from one extreme to the
next. Just straight to alcoholic, man.
Oh my god. Yeah, no.
So Stein's for those that don't know Stein's a man that he wasn't much of a gamer. He used to dabble every now and again, but over time would it be fair to say that you're a fan of free-to-play MMORPGs?
Yeah, I think that
So,
would be
like the
a fair
Neverwinter thing. 'Cause
assessment.
we played a bit of DC,
Yeah,
and that's okay at the moment. But yeah, the reason why I say is because I've seen that there is so it's been on PC for a while. I think it's been a couple of years, but they're bringing Star Trek Online, the free-to-play MMO Star Trek game. They're bringing that to Xbox and PS4.
Oh, I've seen that before. I've never played it or actually like delved into it.
I was gonna say, from what I've seen, I haven't seen that. Like when it first came out, watched people playing it, and it's one of those games that is just so vast. But yeah, like so 2010 is when it made its debut, but became free to play in 2012. So it'd be interesting to see what we get when it comes to consoles.
I think it was that thing for me where it was like almost like I sort of hate joining late to things because you always feel you got to play catch up, especially when you're on your own. Like, so I never bothered with it. But
the thing is, it's one of those where like I couldn't imagine having the experience where you jump onto one of these MMOs and everybody's level 1. Everybody.
Yeah.
Like, does such a world exist? So yeah, I mean, Stein, are you a fan of Star Trek? Will you be looking into Star Trek Online?
I mean, I used to watch Star Trek, but whether I'll play it as a game, it just depends. I can't honestly say I've had a look at the game mechanics, but I am definitely a fan of sort of free to play. The problem, I guess, with free to play is that it takes a lot of time. So as you mentioned, the DC universe earlier, like we've played it for 2 hours and we've leveled up, but I've already seen that the amount of time I'll have to invest in it if I'm going to pay, sort of play it without paying any money. It's just a ridiculous amount of time realistically. And
that's the thing, because the whole game of Star Trek, they've said that there's like 130 episodes, 11 seasons, all wrapped up into like the game. But when you're creating your player, you've got like 32 species to pick from.
What?
So that's for me. It sounds so vast. There's so much on there. But then they have got the voice talents of like Seven of Nine's on there, Worf's on there, and yeah, just like, do you know what I mean? So if you are a person that's watched Star Trek throughout the years, it'd be pretty cool to hear those voices.
Yeah.
For those characters, rather than somebody trying to impersonate them. But I don't know if, the big dogs are on there, like Kirk.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know.
Picard or anything.
It depends whether the rest of you guys play, because that's the other thing is that with those sort of games, you do need some other people to play with you, otherwise.
Here's my prediction of what will happen, is that it will come out, we'll download it, me and Squeak will play it, you'll jump on, we'll play it, and then me and Squeak could do whatever, come back on, and you'll be like level capped.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, okay, there's no point playing with Stein anymore, because, he's doing
Stein is that guy where you're trying to fucking level up, killing all the enemies, fucking one-shotting them because it's in the area it shouldn't be in.
It's not even that though, it's just, I guess, because I stick to one game for a time. Whereas I used to play Nintendo, like games like Zelda and Mario. Those games require a lot of investment, so playing Neverwinter, and sort of more
I think introducing you to that, I think, changed your life. Like, I think when I showed you that genre of game, I just remember we all made our characters and we were like, yeah, we'll do the intro, we'll all do the missions together, like we're questing. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to have something to do, I'll be back in an hour. Squeak's like, oh, I went off to do this. Like, okay, I'll wait for you to get back. Stein is still grinding, like we hop on and he's like 20 level gap between us. Like, okay.
All you gotta do is look at Stein's GTA character. Shit bucket levels are just immense.
Well, just out of curiosity, what is your level again on GTA?
351.
351.
Bullshit. I swear it was higher than that.
I thought it was like 38 something.
I thought it was the 390s, sort of shit like that.
I've had a little break, so yeah.
Bullshit.
No, I think it's about about 350, like yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about it. So Stein, you got to that point and people wouldn't play with you because you're such a high level. How high a level is your second character?
About 40, I think.
Okay.
So respectable numbers, nothing.
So in total, you'd like a total level of like 400.
Yeah, thereabouts. Yeah, you might as well say. Yeah.
That's the thing. When Stein plays a game,
you know what? Yeah, I wish you could break down that into hours And just
I think Xbox does still. I think it's something like 40 days or something.
Wow.
So it's not that much.
Let me bring up the Xbox app and see
Okay.
if I can.
So while Squeak looks into that, we'll revisit that in a minute. Have you guys seen? Obviously, I put it on the run sheet, and I don't know if you guys quickly Googled it. The Tomahawk F1.
It's a thing in it, is it? Well, as far as I've glimpsed it. It's Android console.
Yeah. So it's a Chinese console that is the console itself. They're saying that it looks like a PS4. The controller is like identical to an Xbox One. But it runs with Android.
Yeah, there was another one, wasn't there, a while ago? Ouya?
Oh yeah. The streaming one.
The box shit. The little cube. Yeah.
Was that the streaming one?
No, it was a console as well. It had a little pad and stuff. But apparently, I think it was overpriced for what it was. But the thing is, where they're both Android, you're going to be able to do the whole Android box thing, aren't you? Really?
Yeah. Can I go back a bit? I asked if that was the streaming console, and you said no, it has a control pad and everything.
I know. Shut up.
Okay, as long as we're acknowledging that. So yeah, the thing for me with the Tomahawk F1 is like, I don't. So Stein, for example, Stein, you have a better idea of laws than we do. Mm-hmm. I know you don't know all the laws, but if the console design, like, physically looks like a PS4,
yeah,
and the control pad looks identical to an Xbox One controller, like, are they not at risk of just being sued straight out the blocks?
Do you know what? That's always a challenger one, just because when it comes to like business and competitive advantage, so it's not even necessarily like a legal perspective. It's almost like if you create the iPhone and then I create another phone that is sort of similar, as long as the main characteristics are dissimilar, then you can argue that actually it's completely different.
Can I just say here, this is for the Chinese market. Like, I don't know if you've ever, like, looked into it, but they have all sorts of, like, copies. So, like, they've got cars over there that look like BMX5s and stuff, but they try to sue them, but it just doesn't run over there.
Oh yeah, and that's do you know what? Funny enough that you mentioned that, Squeak. I don't know what it is about on the sort of Asian continent, but when I did visit Thailand, I did remember my friend saying that they don't really have a lot of copyright law out there. So, for example, when I was in Thailand, there was loads of knockoffs of Starbucks, and that was completely legitimate. So it might be to do with the sort of law and regulation in that part of the world, maybe.
Okay.
So maybe next time I come on, I could give a little bit more info about that.
You're coming back?
I could, possibly.
That's nice to know. Well, let's get through the rest of the podcast and see if you still feel the same way.
It's not over yet. Like...
the thing that I found interesting, I think it was on Digital Spy, I read about how consoles were banned in China, like, from, like, 2000. And only recently is it that consoles have been allowed in China again?
Yeah, I did. I actually just saw that as well, like, glimpsing it again.
That's quite mad. But it's one of those things where, like you say, it's the Chinese market, but it's good to, like, the prospect of, if there was, like, an Android console, because when you look at, like, the Android box with, like, the movies and stuff and the bits that can be done with that and the program that can be done, when you look at the likes of technology like the Raspberry Pis and, the arcade machines people are making using Raspberry Pis or the emulation they're doing, it would be cool to see if somebody did create like an Android console, or if Android created a console,
The thing is, for me, it's sort of, I just sort of don't see the point in them, just purely because of, I don't understand what games you'd play on it that you wouldn't just play on your phone. Do you know what I mean?
No, I hear that. I think it's that thing as well, though, where if they went into the console market, they wouldn't be able to do it standalone. They'd have to. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could imagine like an Android Sega pairing up. Do you know what I mean? They need to be with somebody that's done games before.
Yeah.
When you think, like, I swear Microsoft were like the secret backup to the Dreamcast, and then Sega Dreamcast didn't do well, and they were like, right, cool, we've dipped our toes into the console market. We've got an Xbox now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it looks really cool. But obviously it's the image that they put up of the console with the pad.
Uh,
But yeah, it intrigued me quite a bit.
Okay. So,
Go on then. How many hours
I
has he
don't
played?
know if this is in hours because when I looked, it says I've played 15 days or some rubbish, but it says 111, so I don't know how they work that out. Because what there's 168 hours in a week, so 7 days. But
Okay.
right, if we just work it out as say like I'm at 111, Stein is at 322.
Wow. Do you know what? I was expecting like 1,000.
I
Not to
was
put it down. That's still
like,
quite a big number. But it just shows how much you've played it as well.
hey, no, because you're at 96, buddy.
I played it quite a bit. I feel like when GTA was out, I
No, but
played it quite a bit.
you guys are also forgetting that I think the stats did carry over from the last Xbox. When you
don't
guys
try
moved
that.
on to Xbox
I don't think
One.
they did.
No, I think it did.
You know it still means you've played that amount of time on that game, Stein. I don't wanna shoot you down.
No,
though,
no,
with that
I
sort.
know, like I'm not disputing that. Like GTA is
But
my game.
like I say, I don't know how they work it out because, like I say, playtime is 15 days,
That's the
18
thing, I like
hours. So how's that equate to 111 for me? Like,
Because I like the feature and the way that they've got, like, you can look at the leaderboards and see various things compared to your friends. But it's that playtime. Is that from the second that I've booted the game? Or is that... So, like, for example, we went to FIFA. Is that match time? Or what?
yeah.
So, you know, because when you get things with EA's access, and it says, oh yeah, you've got 10 hours on this. It's like, okay, cool. But, like, it's not actually 10 hours of playtime. It's 10 hours of the, you know, the file being booted.
Mm.
So then there's that thing of, like, stuff like loading time is, like, eating into your 10 hours. And then the thing that I question as well is that if you've got the quick start on your Xbox, but you've left, like, you switched your Xbox off with the 10-hour game running, would it still eat into your time as it's going into low power mode?
Yeah.
Is what I wonder. Yeah. I've been, so looking at PS4, we're speaking to Ellis the other day, and we were talking about Attack on Titan coming to PS4. Have you guys seen much of it at all?
No.
No, I didn't even know that was coming to.
Okay.
I remember a conversation vaguely.
So Attack on Titan, for those that don't know, it was a Japanese manga, it was an anime. They've had one season, I think, of the anime. We're still waiting for the second season to come. It's been delayed to 2017. Boo. But it was really popular, and they've decided that they will make a game of it, like they have with loads of successful animes. You know, I'm sure there's a game for Bleach. I know there's one for One Piece. We've had so many Dragon Ball games, loads of Naruto games. Then, like, even the lesser known ones have even had games as well. So I think there's, like, what's the one that Kenny likes? Kenshi North of the Fist, or something like that.
Yeah, Fist of
whatever
the
it's
North
called.
Star.
But my point is, you know, when an anime becomes popular, they make games. So they've done it for Attack on Titan, and it looks like, when you look at, like, the screens, for example.
I'm watching it now. It looks like free roam. Like you get the whole city.
So it's kind of like got the movement of, you know, Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
So you're using your 3D gear to go around. But the thing that I was saying to Ellis is that this game could end up becoming really repetitive, because if you look at Attack on Titan, what made it really good was the story, and so much of the story didn't have anything to do with actually killing the Titans.
The thing is, as well, you sort of lose story in hack and slash as it is anyway, sort of thing. Like,
so it's one of those, I said that it could be a pretty good game, but I feel like some of the elements that it would be missing is, you know, when they're really young and the Titans attack, that's one thing. So if that's in the game and experiencing that and having to run away from the Titans when they first break down Walmaria, that's one thing. But then it's that, you know, there's the whole arc where they were all training in the camp together to become soldiers.
You know what?
Like,
the gameplay itself as well. Like, I don't know. It like flying about in your 3D gear. Like it looks slow when you go to attack. I'd rather it just be quick.
I think as well that it could become really repetitive really quickly, in the sense of you know, you go to a Titan, you go around them, you get the back of the ankles, you get the nape. That's just what you're going to continually be doing with your 3D gear.
Yeah.
I said it would be cool if they tried to, like, incorporate. The thing is, in the first season, you don't see many Titan on Titan fights. But like anybody who's read the manga knows that there are so many fights that come up that it almost feels like if they would have just waited. I know it would have taken a while because we haven't even had the second season of anime yet, but they'd have that element to play with as well.
Yeah.
To become a Titan, obviously crush the smaller ones, but then also have like the big boss battles.
Or, they could have done the thing that a lot of games do and just go their own way.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong with that if it makes a good game. It's when it makes a shit game that it's a bit, they should have followed what the story did. Like,
because I think that they can, with the way that, with the power of consoles and stuff, like you said, having, like, I can never know how to pronounce the district, but having the whole districts to be able to go around that in the 3D gear, they can render so much space, which would be cool. But I think also, when you look at things like the Colossal Titan and how massive the walls are and how he just looks over the wall, they could play on that really well, having that difference. Because that's one of the things that the Naruto games did really well, is when you had like tailed beast battles, or when it comes towards the end of the season, you got the Ninja Wars and there's people's like massive forms, and just the way they done it really well, having like a really big backdrop or being involved in the fight against something really massive. I think they can do it really good, but I just feel like the part of the game that they've chose to focus on is one of those things where I think that it will get really repetitive really quickly, and big fans of the show will be upset because, like you say, with a hack and slasher, you lose a lot of the story.
yeah. And the thing is as well, looking at it, it sort of looked a bit, I don't know, like the city wasn't sort of alive, if you know what I mean. Like looking at the trailer that I've seen, you're just basically going across the city to an actual.
And this is what I mean. So it all depends. If they had the bits like when it was first breached, and you're going to have all the chaos of everybody running away, all the fire, explosion, and death. If they're going to do it where you do the arc where you are training at the camp, and there's going to be a lot of people around. But otherwise, if you think like there are whole sections that are abandoned because the wall was breached. So those bits, are going to look kind of dead.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
They kind of, it just depends on how they do it. I think it looks really pretty. And I hope that it does do well and leads into so that they will make a second one, because like I said, the second season, what's looking to be the next arc, there is so much more that's going to go on that I think it'll do really well. It'd just be a shame if this game bombs and they decide not making another one.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think, like, do we know who it is that's making this game?
No.
Because often like Bandai Namco they do good adaptions, but I haven't seen who's making it. But yeah, so I just thought I'd mention that really quick because it looks there's more news coming out about it and it's becoming a bit more real. And I spoke to Alice about it the other day, so I thought it was quite cool that it quite tied in. I'm going to ask you guys a question. So, Squeak, how long have you had an Xbox One? Do you know?
No, I don't. It would have been maybe 2 years. I don't even know.
Okay. Stein, how long have you had yours?
I think mine's is coming up to the year mark, or just about a year. Because
Okay,
you guys
so
had it for about a year before us, I think, before me.
Because I feel like I've had mine for just over 2 years. Cause
I'm pretty sure you got yours on release, didn't you?
I know, I got mine.
After.
Mine, yeah. So I got it for my birthday after the release,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure that was my 25th. So I'm pretty sure it was just over 2 years ago. But yeah, the reason why I ask, because I also want to ask you guys, what has been your favourite game for the Xbox One so far?
Ooh, that's hard, man.
That's a tough one.
I don't know, because the thing is, like, I love like Metro and stuff like that, but I can't really say it's my favourite game for Xbox One because I played it on PC first and stuff. And
Okay.
it's one of those where Xbox One is the Redux, so it's been brought out again. Do you know what I mean? So.
Well, okay, I guess that is a bit unfair.
Metal
So
Gear
what
Solid,
I'll do then?
I'd go with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm just thinking, like, because I'm about to go through a list, but at the same time, the list isn't exclusive. What it is on VG247.com.
Yeah.
They had a poll or something like that.
Yeah.
And the users of the site basically contributed towards voting for the top games on Xbox One. But again, they're not all console exclusives. So I just kind of wanted to see what you guys said was your favorite, and then I'm gonna go see if they're on the list.
I'm gonna go with Rise of the Tomb Raider, just because of it was a solid game. Obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Squeak went Metal Gear. Stein went with Rise of Tomb Raider. See, because I couldn't really think of what's been my favourite. The one that I've obviously played the most, I'd say, is like FIFA, or maybe even Battlefield, when it was first. I clocked in quite a bit of time on that. Do you know what, actually? But again, it was on 360. I was going to say GTA 5.
Yeah,
but again, that was one that's obviously come from 360.
See, I'd say that was a big disappointment there.
What I quite enjoyed, but this is the thing, the enjoyment didn't last for very long. That Dragon Ball Z game, that Xenoverse, was really good at the start, but then got really repetitive. Do you know what? I'm going to have to go FIFA 16. It's a bit boring, but I think that's the one that I've clocked in quite a few hours. I'm hoping that DC will slowly become a favourite.
Yeah.
Because I'm enjoying that at the moment, but at the same time it's still new, so I don't know how long that'll last. So going through this list, so it's in alphabetical order, and the first one on the list is Alien Isolation. So over on I'll call it Squeak Tube because I can't remember what the channel's called. But Squeak, was that the one that you played?
Yeah.
But you played it on PC.
Yeah.
So we got that.
I got that on Xbox as well. That's a good game,
Do you know what? It's that thing like we talk about. I'm no good at the slow play.
Yeah, no.
Like, I'd get nowhere. So, unlike, Squeak who hides underneath a hospital bed and then tries to shoot with a gun with no ammo and then the alien hears the clicks.
Hey.
Stein, have you seen that clip?
I didn't think it would hear the clicks.
I was going to say, I'll have to post it to you. It's on Squeak's YouTube channel when he was playing through Alien, and yeah, he was like, he had an unloaded weapon and he thought that he'd click it at the alien, but the alien heard the clicks, and then that was it. It just turned around, ran at him, and
game over.
That was all she wrote.
The thing is that it was with that though, is it heard the clicks. I was not expecting that. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
it was
what
a good
the hell?
touch.
Like,
I haven't played this yet, but Assassin's Creed Syndicate, that made the list.
I've not played that because I just take Assassin's Creed as every other Assassin's Creed apart from Black Flag.
Yeah,
it kind of annoyed me because I went into the shop and asked for the new Assassin's Creed and they sold me Uni.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a bit. Which shop did you go to?
Game. Didn't make no sense. Like,
did you? Were they wearing a name badge? Did you get the name of the person that?
No, I didn't.
So you coming a fucking mile away, Stein.
The thing is, probably like a pre-ordered one that was scratched up, but then they sold it to you as if it was brand new, like.
Yeah.
So Assassin's Creed's on there. Then we got Batman: Arkham Knight, Borderlands: The Handsome Collection. This was interesting. So one of the best games on Xbox One was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, which I found interesting, as obviously there were a few other Call of Duties.
Yeah.
It's been argued that like this was the last really good one, and then they've just kind of gone, since then it's just kind of gone a bit downhill for them. I haven't checked the video at all recently, but I don't know if you knew, Stein, but the Infinite Warfare trailer had a ridiculous amount of dislikes to the likes. When we looked at it, it was like 800,000 dislikes to 200,000 likes. I think the dislikes have gone over the million mark now.
Why?
So I think it's becoming one of the most hated videos on YouTube. The people have just had enough of Call of Duty and the way that
it's just dying, isn't it? They just keep churning it out.
I was going to say, so, obviously VG has got that as the Call of Duty. What's your take on that? Because obviously you guys played it.
Are you seeing this? Are you seeing what just happened? This guy he's good. He just took over control of the podcast and asked us the question, Squeak. Do you know what? Kenny, if you're listening, you could learn from this,
Oi. My bad. I kind of phased out. I didn't hear what Stein said. But it's had... it's had 21 million views. It's now got 2 million dislikes, 2,100,000 dislikes, and 359,000 likes.
Jesus.
And the thing is, that's been in the 300,000s on the likes for
a while.
Ages.
So what it was, Squeak, what Stein had done is that he took this information of this being the hated COD and he asked, what is your take on the situation?
Oh, okay.
The thing is, you didn't really play any CODs on the Xbox One until...
Black Ops.
Yeah, and you play much that. The thing is, it's one of those where they kind of tried to take COD into a bit of a different direction, and they added like the whole like jumping around aspect to it. But I think that it was, for me, there was things on there like with the kill streaks, and I've kept saying it about the game since. It's like I loved the way that they made it so you could customize your kill streaks more. But it's got to a point now where shooters it's getting too complicated.
I was gonna say, I think like when you look back, Modern Warfare had it. They're bringing that out again. Fucking. But it's that thing of where 357, boom, done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's things as well where like you pick your gun, you pick an attachment.
Yeah.
You pick your secondary, pick an attachment, you pick 3 perks, and you're good to go. But that's just how the game works.
You want to shoot through a wall? All of the guns shoot through walls. No bullshit. No like fucking. Oh well, like maybe you need an attachment for it.
Yeah.
Like, and then Modern Warfare 2 just improved on that and give you more instead of washing out the perks and stuff. It gives you the pro, so you work towards it.
Yeah. So I'm going to quickly fire through this list. So Dance Central got on there Dark Souls 3, The Division, Diablo 3, Dragon Age Inquisition, Dying Light, The Evil Within, Fallout 4, Far Cry 4, FIFA 16, Forza Horizons 2, Gears of War The Ultimate Edition, GTA 5, Halo 5 Guardians, LEGO Dimensions, Life is Strange, Metal Gear Solid 5, Middle-earth, Minecraft, Mortal Kombat X, NBA 2K15, Outlast, Project Cars, Quantum Break, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Star Wars Battlefront, Titanfall, Watch Dogs, Witcher, and Wolfenstein. So that was a list of games that they had on there. So, you guys obviously, some people agreed with you guys in regards to getting those games on the list, which is a dab handy, which is pretty cool.
Outlast 2's coming.
The thing is that one of the ones that they're going to... Which game is it? They've got like a horror game on VR. Is that Outlast? Are they putting that on VR?
Ooh, I don't know. I think...
Because I would love to watch you playing that.
No.
I could never play it because I think I would die. Like, I would actually die.
I was bad enough playing it without VR. Like, why do you think that me with VR and a scary game would be any better?
I just think it'd be good to be stood on the outside watching.
It wouldn't, because it just...
I think the thing when you watch somebody playing VR as well is that they have a headset on. You cannot see what they see.
Yeah.
Which I think, makes it even greater. So you're going to move on to this week's WhatsApp. Obviously, like I said, last week I've been playing quite a few at the same time, and I've quite enjoyed playing this. It's a fun little game. And it is by Ubisoft. It is Hungry Shark World. So have you ever played like the old Flash game where you're like a shark or like a little fish, and you eat the smaller fish and you get bigger, then you can eat the medium-sized fish and you get bigger? Have you ever played that?
No. But
no? Okay. It's quite an old concept, but what it is they've kind of taken this, and you start off, so there's various levels, but you start off only having one, and you start off with an extra small shark, and with this extra small shark you can eat fish in the area, you can try and eat people, but like as you get deeper into the sea and further away from like where you begin, everything gets bigger. So you start to have like massive squid, there's like whales, you get different types of jellyfish, there's like different sized crabs, there's other sharks as well. So as you're playing through, you're like eating the fish, collecting coins, but also leveling up your shark to unlock the next size shark.
Yeah.
And then kind of like recycling that. But at the same time, there's little things you can do on there. So when you're playing through, if you see like a shoal of fish, there'll often be like 1 or 2 gold ones in there, which are worth money. So you eat them, and then there's a little bar at the bottom, and once you fill that bar up, you get what's called Gold Rush, where all the fish that you can eat turn gold for a few seconds. So you get like unlimited life and unlimited boost. So you can literally just like speed through eating all the fish you can as quick as you can. And if you keep getting the Gold Rush, you get the Mega Rush, and at that point, no matter what size shark you are, you can eat everything you swim into. So like, there's some obstacles on there, like landmines, or there's like this is on the first level. There's a what's it called, like a waste disposal type place. So you got like floating bags of rubbish and stuff. But once you get to Mega, like you can just eat whatever, and it all counts towards and gives you coins, which is pretty cool. The girls love it when I get that, because then they just love to watch the way the shark just inhales everything. Another aspect they have to each level, which is cool, is you can collect the letters for the word hungry, And so if you buy this, so when you get the coins in the game, you buy a map. You can look on your map for the level, and it'll tell you where the next letter in the sequence is. So even when you're just swimming around, if you're not looking for them, even just swimming around, you can see where the words like U, G, R, Y are, and you can find them and pick them up. But if you look on the map, if you haven't got H, it'll show you H first, then U, and so on. And then once you collect those, you just become this like massive shark, and again, you can just eat everything, which girls really enjoy because you get unlimited boost and you're just swimming through, just inhaling whales. It's one of those where, as they all do, it's got the premium currency. I haven't had to buy any yet. I don't feel like it's held me back not buying it. You can get yourself a little companion, so when you go through like the shoulder fish, say you miss 1 or 2 sardines, like your little companion will swim off and just eat those so that you get the bonus for eating the whole group.
Okay, yeah.
It's quite fun, just in the way that the game is really. You can, when you start, you'll often see people like swimming. There's on the first level, there's an area. So at the waste disposal plant, you could eat the engineers if you get on land. You can find a swimming pool. You can swim up through the duct of the swimming pool full of people. Eat all them. There's like a volcano on. There's loads of little bits, and this is just in the first level.
Okay, yeah.
And I thought, like, it gives quite a bit for you to keep going back and playing.
I was going to say, so they've put sort of quite a bit into it rather than it just being...
I've got to a point now where I've got to medium sharks, so I've gone from, I think it's extra small, then medium, and to unlock large sharks, I think is becoming an absolute grind. And I think that's the point where some people might decide to just open their wallet and buy the normal currency so they can unlock more sharks.
Yeah. Just
so that they're able to unlock more levels. But at the same time, there's no way to like speed up the XP process. So, you don't really get much out of buying it apart from just unlocking more sharks. But I feel like I've hit a point now where it's a real grind, and it goes from large to extra large to double XL. And as you unlock more sharks, the cost of the sharks gets higher as well. So yeah, so I've hit that hump where it's quite a grind. But I'm really enjoying the game. It is really good. I've been playing this one for 2 weeks, obviously. And yeah, I want to give it an 8 actually. I was going to say 7. 8 out of 10 watts for that one. It's definitely worth looking into. Again, it is on Android and iOS. So yeah, go and check that out. Make sure you check that out. So yeah, I guess that kind of wraps up this week's show. Have you had a good time, Stein?
Yeah, no, it's been good. Interesting.
Yeah?
Wait,
has it been nice?
Interesting in a good way or a bad way?
Yeah, no, good. I'm surprised by the games that they chose on VG.
The best list?
Yeah, the best list, yeah.
Which one surprised you?
The Division. And Division was on there, but correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't hear the other one that you guys was playing. Is it the Tom Clancy's Rainbow Siege?
That is a Division.
No, but...
Rainbow Siege, I was going to say, Rainbow Six Siege wasn't on there, actually. That's a good point.
Because even though I didn't play it, it sounded like it was actually, a different kind of setup.
I think that when it came to the Tom Clancy's games, there was more hype behind the Division than there was for Siege.
Yeah. But I think it's that thing where Siege will sort of less because of the competitive sort of 5v5, whereas the Division sort of, once you get to a certain point, what more can you do?
Yeah. So thank you, Stein, for coming on. Look forward to having you back. We've already got somebody booked in for, what game is it? For hashtag 35, but we might be able to book you in for 40.
Yeah, no,
you can take on the winner of 35.
I'll take on the challenge at some point. I don't know if I'm quite ready yet, but at some point.
Well, I've learned my lesson after all the grief, and it isn't as difficult in quotation marks as it was on the last competition.
You know what? You're saying quotation marks. The last questions weren't ridiculous. They
were fine.
They was not fine.
They were adequate.
No one has said they was fine apart from you. Everyone I've asked has been like, no, they was too big. They was just all over the place.
Moving on from the debauchery and the slander of my good name, we actually didn't have to roll over too many times. We had our third rollover, and Tom got in touch and he's claimed the prize. As soon as we finish recording, I'm going to get in the car and go deliver it because he's a 20-odd minute drive away. But yeah, that's that's something I was actually quite surprised by how quick this happened. And I'm trying to plan our next giveaway already, Squeak. I'm just too generous. I'm trying to think of if we could try and do something on the Twitter, but it's trying to figure out what. Maybe we'll do it at like 500 followers on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because we're on 300 and something, so it's not too far.
So yeah.
And then we'll give something else away, because that's how we get down. So yeah, so congratulations, Tom. You've got your Mario retro inspired fridge magnets made by Eye Candy and Kendall James. Thank you so much again, Kendall, for sending us that. It was really appreciated, and we look forward to working with you in the future.
I'm still kind of sad that I didn't get a chance to win them.
The thing that's awesome, yes, because obviously you're planning to move down soon. When you move to Bristol, Kendall often pops down, and I'll make sure that she brings a bag of stuff, and we'll just buy some off of her.
Yeah.
Simples.
Okay.
Yeah. So, as always, guys, get us on the regular mediums. You can get us on Twitter, at @uwatt_. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/uwattpodcast. Catch us on Podomatic, uwatt.podomatic.com. And then we're on YouTube, youtube.com/uwatt. Stein, how is uwatt spelt?
You what?
How is it spelled?
What the fuck was that?
uwatt, as always, is spelled UWatt. The blog, I haven't been looking after the blog too well. I will get better at that. I do apologise, but our blog is on uwatt.tk. And if you want to get at us on the emails, send them through to uwattmail@gmail.com. So, just to wrap it up, thank you so much, Dan, for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure having you on. Squeak, any last words for the people?
No. Is that us done?
That is us done.
Then I think I might just,
As always, I've been Jace. He's been Squeak. And we'll see you next week.
Later.
Such a dick.